Hello again, folks. I've just finished another fun speaker project for my retro PC, and if you like my previous ones, this video should definitely pique your interest. Right away, I want to apologize for the quality of some of the footage. Originally this was meant to be just a side project, and I wasn't planning to make a video of it, so part of it is just photos and video clips from my phone. So, a little background. Last year I built Glyde, my Voodoo 3/Voodoo 1/Orpheus 2/Sound Blaster Live rig, designed to cover as many games as possible from DOS classics to late 90s, offering good support for graphics and sound. The audio side of the system is a dual sound card setup, one PCI and one ISA. The PCI card is a Sound Blaster Live SPO100, which handles audio for Windows games, while the ISA-based Orpheus 2, paired with Dream Blaster X2GS wavetable, takes care of DOS games along with those sweet MIDI tunes. Naturally, all that lovely retro audio needed a proper set of speakers to do it justice. I was looking for a set of old multimedia speakers with an unmistakably generic 90s design, and I stumbled upon this pair on the dusty shelves of a flea market. They looked absolutely fabulous and cost only €5. Anyone who's seen my previous speaker projects can probably guess what happened next. I took them apart, ditched the original components and filled the remaining holes with fiberglass kit. I carefully sanded the cabinets and finished them with an off-white paint. To reduce surface vibrations of the flimsy enclosures, I added some damping mat to the inner walls and then lined them with porous mat to absorb unwanted noise. I replaced the original 3-inch drivers with same-sized 8-ohm full-range units, Visaton FR 8JS. Naturally, I also had to install new speaker terminals. The ones I had on hand didn't fully cover the existing holes, so I designed and 3D printed custom adapters to ensure a proper fit. The end result is pretty much exactly what I was after. For subwoofer, I bought this Visaton W130S, a 5-inch 8-ohm driver. I wanted the subwoofer box to be nice and small so it could sit neatly on the table, and with this driver the manufacturer's recommendation for closed enclosure is only 7 liters, whereas a base reflex variant would be 20 liters, which is simply way too big considering what I want to achieve with this setup. I started by assembling a frame from 16mm MDF board that includes the top, the bottom and the sides of the enclosure. After that, I modeled the front and the back panels of the enclosure according to the exact dimensions of the frame, which are sent to be 3D printed. Inside the enclosure, each surface was first covered with bitumen mat and then with a pyramid patterned damping mat made of latex impregnated polyurethane. Before I started finishing the enclosure, I put the driver in place and quickly tested that it sounded about right. I leveled the screw holes and other blemishes with putty, coated the enclosure with polyester resin and started sanding. When I was satisfied with the surface, I painted the enclosure in exact same color as the pair of speakers. The surface was not completely flawless, so at some point I'll sand off the lacquer layer and paint a couple more layers. Of course, the enclosure also needs to be finished with a protective frame, which I modeled and stretched speaker fabric around. The amplifier for this delightful speaker set is the Dayton Audio DTA-2.1 BT2, a Class D mini amplifier. It has received good reviews and the price wasn't bad at all, around 150 euros. With an 8 ohm load, the amplifier delivers whopping 25 watts for the stereo speakers per channel and 50 watts for the subwoofer. More than enough considering the purpose of this setup. The analog inputs include a 3.5mm mini jack and a pair of RCA connectors, the latter of which will be used here. On the front panel, the amplifier offers subwoofer crossover and level controls, along with tone and master volume controls. Alright, let's talk about the configuration. To streamline the combined operation of the two sound cards, the audio signal is routed from the Sound Blaster Live's line out to the Orpheus 2's line in, and then from the Orpheus 2's line out to the amplifier using Roland's satisfyingly sturdy RCA cable. This setup allows both sound cards to be used seamlessly and simultaneously without the need for any external switching. Obviously, I can't really capture the speaker's true sound quality, but I'll try to give you an idea how this setup sounds.
That's your best lap. You placed first.
Picked up by Sullivan. Brewer climbs up, fired it from the right. To Sullivan. A 24 reached out for the puck. He covers it.
You are hit by a puck. Please stay in your seat and wait for one of our trained medical attendants to assist you.
Listening to it, you'd hardly believe this audio setup is designed to sit on a computer desk, or that all these drivers can be bought for basically with pocket money. The low end is surprisingly solid, while the sound stays clean and balanced, and with a bit of fine-tuning, the full-range drivers blend smoothly and almost seamlessly with the subwoofer. You might expect that using even slightly higher quality speaker setup would expose or even amplify interference and hiss from the sound cards, but that's not the case here, despite the signal being routed from one sound card through another. The Orpheus 2 especially deserves credit. It's so well designed and built that you have to crank the amplifier unbearably loud before any background noise becomes noticeable. The Sound Blaster Live is also clearly not very prone to interference, something I've already observed in previous projects. You probably already noticed that the finishing of the speaker boxes isn't perfect and the speaker fabric has some nasty wrinkles, but I'll fix those eventually. And that's about it for this retro speaker thing. They still need a few cosmetic tweaks, but overall I'm calling this project finished. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.